and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a June updates video slash a post-holiday updates video. I've been away for like a week and a half at this point. I went to Egypt with Joe's family for a family holiday, which was amazing. Like a fly and flop, like total relaxation, reading my book by the pool all day, like going to the beach, drinking, eating, having a grand old time. It was phenomenal and such needed like relaxation because I haven't had that in quite a while, and after the craziness of May it was like so necessary. But then I mean, I could do a whole story time on all of this, but then we got back really like early in the morning on Thursday morning. I think we got home at like 3 a.m. and then at 9 a.m. I took the train up to Birmingham to go to Gardener's World Live, which some of you have probably seen all over my Instagram because I've been gramming it, and it was so much fun. We got to join the plant clinic up there. I say we, me and Lisa from another plant swap. We're joining the plant clinic, which is like a Gold Leaf Slow Ninja, the Plant Rescuer, and Harriet's plants, and that was such a fun time. I had so much fun. I highly recommend it. It's like far cheaper than Chelsea. There's only a tiny bit of a houseplant section, but like that's okay. This video's not about that though. But I've been away and I didn't have any time between Egypt and Gardener's World to water my plants, so it has been a bit of a struggle, and there's definitely some things that are not going well in my collection. There are some like really exciting things that have like popped up while I've been away, so that is really fun and I'm excited to show you those. But just you wait until we get into the Rudsta because it is not a pretty sight. Anyways, before I get into it and show you everything that is going on, I just want to say, if you're new here and you don't know me already, hi, my name is Emma and I make houseplanty content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplanty journey and maybe learn something along the way, stick around, watch some more of my videos, and subscribe to my channel. If you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy seeing what's going on with my collection, because it is okay, maybe. Right, let's get into it. I figure we can start in the office because you can see we've got a lot going on down here. Lots of yellowing, unfortunately. I'll get into the Rudsta a little bit more in a second, but I figured let's do some positive stuff first. So my Discoria Discolor, I potted it up on a trellis and I think it is loving it. Bit of dryness there, but it's all in semi-hydro, and that has been really good for it because they like to stay very moist. They don't like to dry out like at all, so I think this is the perfect sort of situation for it. And it's like going around the trellis at the moment, which I think it really likes. This guy here is back in good form. I forget the name of it, but it is growing well again. For a while it had thrips, and I've been a massive underwater of it. This one also doesn't tolerate being underwatered. It's a bit dry at the moment. I need to water the things in here properly, but it is doing really well. And I actually think, because it flowered a while back, I think that one of the little seeds, oh, let me see if I can show you properly, came in like germinated in my dark synapsis. Because look at that. Tell me that's not the same little guy. How freaking cute is that? So I can probably pluck that little one out at some point and put it back into the mother plant. Because that would be so cool. Because these are really adorable little things. I love the coloring. For a while I wasn't feeling it. I think it was when it had thrips. But now that it's better, I am feeling it again. And I would love to have like a bit of a bush of them because that would be so cool. Everything else really on this shelf is doing pretty okay. Nothing spectacularly bad or good, just kind of chugging along. Above it, my Jerry Horn from the rescue box is doing so well. You saw the Mexicanum in my plant tours video. It was going horribly wrong, so I'm really glad that this one has done so well and stayed so alive, because the other one did not. My little Stephania, look at it, it's growing so well. I am so excited to see when it pops out some leaves, and the Maranta behind it is also popping out new leaves. I should take this one off cut it back completely pretty much and started over with it, so I'm glad it's getting some new growth again. And then my props all in this area are doing well as well. I think the ones in glass have stayed a lot more moist. I think part of it's because they've got a bit of a bottleneck. The ones in plastic cups tend to go a bit drier. Not super dry, I can manage, and I'm gonna water these ones when I get done filming here, but yeah, they just need a tiny bit of water, but otherwise they're absolutely fine. I did pot up a bunch of them in a Patreon live chat at the beginning of the month, so those are really happy now that they are a bit more in like a stable setting. And then up top, nothing really that crazy going on. Oh, one of my friends, super freaking sweet, gave me a Florida Beauty as an engagement present. How freaking sweet is that? Like, look at the little new leaf on it as well. Oh my goodness, I am like loving that. I've just put it in with my Florida Ghost, which I actually also got from them ages and ages ago. But yeah, it's so sweet. Everything else up here is pretty fine, nothing special. I think this is a new leaf on my Forgetti-Eye White Stripe, which is doing really well. I don't know why this one's gotten a bit funky, but it has. Hopefully this one doesn't do that. But it's doing fine. It's just a bit of an odd shape because it's on the top shelf up there, but I don't really mind that. On top of the Rudsta, we have some good things going on. This was seriously underwatered a while ago. I do have some dead leaves that I need to pull out from that, but I've started watering it again, which is good. It's just been a chaotic time. Oh, my little tortum. Look at that little bit of new growth. How freaking cute is that? I'll definitely be taking pictures of it as it unfurls because they unfurl so crazy, like weird fingers going, which is fun. And otherwise, things are just chugging along. I have been better about these moss poles than previously, but again, they've just been quite dry because I was away for so long. I guess we should get into this chaos because it is a lot. So I think I've made a decision about the Rudsta, and it's not one that I thought I would be making, but I think I've decided that I want to shift this away from tropical plants because obviously I have done something wrong. My white princess here, this is pure negligence on my part. I have seriously failed there. I am planning on cutting it, chopping it, and kind of starting over with that where it is because the top bit is fine. The bottom bit is just gone all yellow, and that is because I did not water it before I went away, and I think it was already dry then. So that is far from ideal. I think the things in here, and I've mentioned it before, go dry so super fast because the Arcadia Jungle Dawn Light is incredibly bright. Like so bright that things just dry out so fast and like aren't very happy. Like this Hoya, it's super sunburned. My New Guinea Ghost is pretty sure dead. The jungle cacti are fine, and this little cactus is fine. They're fine, but I really think I want to transfer this away from a tropical situation and turn it into a sort of cacti and succulent space instead, because then I don't need to worry about it as much as well, and I can kind of switch around where my cacti and succulents are and where this is. So that is something I'll be doing in a video coming up because I seriously need to. That's dead. My snake scale syndapsis. I've got lots of yellowing leaves on my Paraiso Verde. This is completely a me issue, I think. Maybe not, because like my El Choco Red is doing absolutely fine, like putting out new growth left, right, and center. And I've not been amazing at this moss pole, but good enough. And my Ernestii has also put out some new growth. It's got some that I need to remove, but otherwise it's been absolutely fine. I think I'm also going to get rid of my Pink Princess. So if anyone's really keen for the bottom cutting of my Pink Princess, give me a shout because it can be yours for the low price of just the shipping. Which might be a bit because it is a bit of an awkward big one. I'd probably ship it bare roots, but if you're really curious and you want it in the UK, let me know. I can make that happen for you. But yeah, I kind of feel like I need to start over with that white princess. Otherwise, things are fine. I mean, things aren't fine in here. Things are not doing well. I seriously need to water, and I need to, like, sort out the situation. This says the humidity is 63%, but I swear it feels like less. Everything is so dry in here. So we're gonna give something else a go. Oh my god, look, there's even like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, there is positive in here. Look! That back there is my Alocasia branchifolia pink passion, which lost this leaf, unfortunately. I showed you that last time. But it's popping out a new one! Okay, so not all hope is lost, but I'm going to put this one in a space that's better light for it, maybe even a self-watering pot, because I think it desperately needs one. I've not been nearly good enough at watering the semi-hydro in here, keeping it nice and moist. I need to work on that. But I can do that. This little crazy corner here is doing so well. Oh my goodness, my crystallinum has put out a second inflorescence. Up here. The one down here is definitely pollinated. You can definitely see the sort of bulging going on there, which is super duper exciting. I think this is going to be crystallinum forgetii seeds, so that is very fun. It also put out this new leaf while I was away, and it's not huge, but it's not hardened off yet, so we will see. Maybe it'll be about this size. I'm not too sure. My mame is doing well, but I think it's really thirsty. I think you can see how floppy it is, but for the most part it's doing fine. I just need to give it a bunch more water. Okay, so I think my Sarcophylla peperomia has like seeded or something. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you that, but like on my finger I've just touched this and there's just a bunch of seeds on it because I had 2 inflorescences and maybe I pollinated them. This one's got the starts of seeds as well, so that's super exciting. Who knows if I will get some seeds from that. There's like tons of them. Maybe I should try and plant them. Has anyone ever grown a peperomia from seed like this? Does it work? Let me know, because that would be so cool. Around on the desk, my banana plant is doing pretty meh at the minute. It's lost a bunch of growth, and I think the soil is drying out a little bit too quickly for it, so I might give this one a repot and give it some soil that retains slightly more water. They don't need tons, but just more than what it's getting now, because it's just looking a bit funky. It was doing so well for so long, and now it's just like fluffy, so I'm kind of annoyed about that. And then the last thing in here is my variegated aspidistra, which is doing really well. This is that new growth that came out. Look at the variegation on there. I don't know if I showed you that last time or what, but it is variegated, which is super exciting. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to lose this leaf here. It's had this brown for pretty much the entirety of me having it, so that doesn't bother me, but it looks like it's like officially gonna go now, which is a bit sad because this was a variegated one before. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world, and otherwise the plant is still really pretty, so I'm not worried about it, but it's just the cycle of life, and I think that's actually the first leaf I've actually lost on this one, so I'm not that mad. For the most part, things are doing quite well in the living room. I have actually watered this room, so things have perked up quite a bit more than the office. I've watered the bedroom as well, so that's doing quite well. So let's have a look at some things. This area was so floppy when I got home from holiday. I gave it a huge water yesterday. This was like fully down. I found my schismatoglottis so like not drought tolerant. It gets so floppy so fast. It's almost been worse than a calathea, but I think it might be in slightly too bright of a spot here. You can see some of the leaves. They're looking a little bit sunburnt, so maybe I need to put something a little bit more sun tolerant here, something that likes being maybe a little bit drier and getting a bit more bright light. The other plants in here are doing fine. I haven't noticed any more spider mites on my ficus Audrey. I mean, I think I just need to dust it because it just, or bring it into the shower or something. Maybe I'll do that later this week when I have a little bit more time. And the ficus classica down there and the Raphidophora are both doing super well as well. My Bird of Paradise has just put out this like huge new leaf, which is fantastic. I'm hoping that it grows a bit taller. It's kind of just stuck in the middle weird bit right now, which is fine, but I'd love it to get a bit taller. And then there's Cleo up there. Say hi, BB. Cleo. No, you're gonna sleep? She's really asleep. Okay, fine. Good night. So here is Le Cabinet, the Mills bow, obviously. And I think things are actually going pretty okay in here. I was a little bit worried. Oh my gosh, there's a fox, look. Sorry, that distracted me. Look how cute that is. Oh, the babies, they're all down there. They're still there. Oh, good, I was wondering if they weren't anymore because it was raining and they weren't coming out. Look how cute they are. Okay, carrying on. Sorry about that. Got distracted, but I think things are doing pretty okay in the Mills bow. I think because it stays fairly humid, it's 64% right now, and I did give these a big water before I went away, that they should be okay. I do need to give them another water again. It is on my like list of things to do. I've just not had a chance to do it yet, but I think that'll be my today task after I finish doing this video. One of the cool things that's going on is my Australis Lisa is doing so well that it's actually wrapping around and going up to the top there. How weird is that? It's like climbing all the way around. It goes around that whole light and up to there, which is awesome. I think I really need to get it onto a trellis. And my little Hoyas in the back there are doing super well as well. The Crinkle 8 has just put out this new leaf, and my, oh gosh, what is this? Ghost something? I don't know, my brain's not working, but it also just put out new leaves for the first time in literally the entire time I've had it, which is over a year, maybe a year and a half. So I'm glad that those are doing really well. It means that something's going right back there. The fern leaf has also started properly growing too. Look at that. I love it. It's kind of one-sided, which is totally fine for now, but it is really cute and I'm glad it is working out. Maybe that's one that I will add in to my other one at some point to just make one plant. I don't need two of them necessarily, but otherwise doing really, really well. That's like the main big news for the top. Maybe have some new growth on my dragon scale there. I've got my spider mite sachets in here too. I don't think I have spider mites in here, but it's just good to have them in here just in case, because it makes me nervous to not have any protection. And then down the bottom, look what happened while I was away. So this new leaf has just popped out. I'll show you what it looked like before I left for Egypt. And it was so tiny. And then I went away, and this is what I came home to. I mean, I came home to it being super duper wilted, and I had to water it, so I did that. But it popped right back up, which is amazing. It is a wee bit wonky. Like, it's a bit curvy here, which is odd, but fine. I'm not too worried about it. I have noticed, however, on both of these anthuriums, some adult thrips, which is less than ideal. Like, I squashed them and I haven't seen any more since. Like, it was just like a handful of them, maybe like 3 or 4 on those 2 leaves. I haven't noticed any on any other ones, so I'm not sure if they're still there or not. I do have predatory mites for thrips in this bit of the cabinet though as well, but these do only kill the like eggs and larvae rather than the adults. So if any thrips manage to get to the adult stage, they are kind of just free game. Hopefully I have gotten them all. I need to probably go in here again and just like double check everything, make sure that there's nothing really, like, I can't find any colonies. I haven't found any like big swaths of the adult thrips, so I'm assuming it's just a couple here and there. So hopefully it'll be fine. I probably should just clean this all out again though, just in case. Make sure that everything's fine. Go over with a neem oil spray or something. I think that would benefit for sure. My majestic in the back there that I put on the pole is actually doing really well. It's got a new leaf coming out, which is super exciting. I should probably double check it for thrips as well, just in case. but I think it's properly attaching itself in a little bit to the pole, which is great. I have, again, not been great about watering these. I need to up that. I know I've been saying that for literally months and months and months now, but I just haven't had my normal routine lately, so I've not been able to like make sure that it's happened, if that makes sense. I feel really bad about it, but it's fine. My dubia is still growing pretty well. I think I might need to put an extension on this moss pole because it was doing so nicely, and then as soon as it comes off the pole it gets a bit smaller again. So I'll probably figure out a way to extend this one. I think this is one of my moss poles that I made myself. I don't know, this feels like my plastic. I'm not sure. I'll have a look and see what it is and put some more on it because I think it needs a bit of an extension in there. But otherwise, things down the bottom are doing really well, and I think we're not struggling as much as we have been in some other places in the house, and I think that is down to it being in a cabinet situation where the temperature is more steady. There's generally more humidity because it's an enclosed space, and so this has been kind of a lifesaver when it comes to not being able to water, because it's just been a little bit more consistent in here rather than fluctuating and getting really hot like it has been in the UK. This area has kind of just stayed a bit of a dumping ground. Sorry, it's so freaking messy. It really annoys me even. I need to really sort this out and make sure that it's doesn't get like this. I like it when it's just like a few plants at the back, but it's honestly just been sheer laziness and busyness that I've not been able to do anything about. But things in here are doing really well. Oh my goodness, let me pull out my frost. Props going a bit dry. My peperomia frost. Look at that. Look how well it's doing, and like the sizing up of these leaves. Because before I was just getting tiny ones there. So I think it just needed slightly less light and slightly more consistent watering, and it is doing so much better now. Like, look at that. I am so pleased at this. It is so exciting and so bushy and full. Like, this feels so good. I can't believe I have a peperomia that's like working because I've never had that before. So this is super exciting, and I'm glad it's growing so freaking well. I'm going to be able to definitely bring some of these leaves to the plant swap coming up in Scotland to swap, so maybe some of my Scotland followers can get some at the plant swap. If you're not going already, you should check it out. But yeah, just so freaking exciting. Glad that is working out. I don't remember what this one is. It's one that I got at the swap. I'll have to message my friends who gave me some plants for free so I can figure it out. But it has the cutest little leaves. It feels kind of Hoya-y. I don't know if it looks Hoya-y though. It doesn't feel like in its growth pattern very Hoya-y. And look at this variegation in here. Is that not crazy? Like, the big leaves have variegation, but that is just phenomenally stunning. Sorry, my mouth just stopped working there. I just think they're so freaking cute. Look at those little leaves. Oh my goodness, I had no idea what to expect with this one, but I am absolutely loving it. I'll have to try and find the name to put it on the screen if I can, because I really like it, and I've never seen anything like this before, so I'm just not sure what it is. This whole section here has actually been growing very well. After I watered the poles right before I went away to Egypt, I think it has been doing really well, though they did dry out quite a lot while I was away. I have given them a good spraying with my mister before putting water in the cups, and I've watered them properly today, so it looks like they are quite moist. That is really good. I need to put some more moss in my Monstera dubia one, because you can see it's gotten to the top of the moss. But it is properly starting to go into the pole, so that's a positive thing. Hopefully I can get it to like grow like this again, because that's the growth I really like on the dubia. I kind of miss the variegation quite a lot in these top leaves, which hopefully I can get it to go back, maybe. My martianum is like well hidden underneath here. Let me pull it out. Put it on the floor. But it's got a new leaf coming out. Look at that. I don't know how big it'll be. I think probably fairly similar to the one next to it. But I am very excited about it. It's my first new leaf on this one. The stem doesn't look very fat as it is now. So maybe it gets fat once it like comes out. I don't know. I've never had a fat boy before properly, so I don't really know how they work in terms of getting the fat like petiole thing. But it is really cool, so hopefully I will be able to let you know how it gets the fat petiole thing by the end of this leaf. And then my Glorious is loving the pole extension. Like, it has just put out its actual biggest leaf. Has a little bit of damage, which is fine. I'll get used to it. It's not that big of a problem. But you can kind of see that it's changing shape. Like down here, the leaves are fairly round. Got a little bit of length on them. That's a little bit that I need to cut off, unfortunately. But this one, I feel like it's properly getting to its sort of mature form with like the long, beautiful, velvety lobiness. So that is really, really good. And I think it's loving having the pole extension. Though I probably will need to chop and prop it again, which is kind of crazy because it is very close to the ceiling up there already. So it'll have to happen sometime soon, but I am not ready to chop it again because like I feel like I just chopped it like right there. So it's matured, which is great, but I don't want to put it up enough. Like I don't have any more room for a bigger moss pole than this. It's already two on top of each other. In the kitchen, I do have a tiny bit of news. My Alocasia Polly, the one with 2 leaves that I've had in this temporary situation for less than a temporary amount of time, has got new growth on both of them, which is super duper exciting. I think just because the light's been picking up, and this isn't like that bright of a spot. It's a northwest window, and as you can see, it's completely shaded by a tree, so they don't get tons and tons of light. I think now that it's being lighter in the evenings, it's been able to get more light and hopefully allow it to grow nice big new growth. The Dracaena White Jewel next to it is also growing phenomenally. I almost want to put something taller here though, because I've got like that vertical space, so we'll see what happens. But for now, this one is absolutely loving living here, so I'm not like in a rush to change it. Things are doing pretty well in the bedroom. Again, it was a case of things just being really dry. I have given things quite a big water yesterday to kind of fill them out because it had been a week and a half in a slight bit of a heat wave, so they have definitely needed some hydration. But since I have given them that, things have perked up massively. Like this Syndapsus here was like kind of all curled up throughout this whole bit, and now it has flattened out nicely, which is really good. I am still absolutely loving how it's looking along the top here. Need to hook this one up to something. Maybe put it in there if I can get it without looking. There we go. That's good. One of the most exciting bits of news in here is that my Hoya Comenciorum has got freaking roots. You can see them there and at the top there. I need to chop this like bit of root off because like that's not necessary. I should just chop that off like now. But it's like rooted in there. So I'm going to be putting these in water fairly soon. You can see they actually have regained a lot of the color, a lot of the green, because for a while they were going super duper brown. So that is really, really exciting for me. I'm starting to really love these again. Unfortunately, I lost the one that was in soil. It just completely dried up and went. I think I might have underwatered it and then tried to water it and then it just rotted, which is a me problem. So it's fine, but they are doing really, really well. I did move my lipstick plant, my Black Pagoda, and I'll show you where that is in a second because it's in a cool new planter, but I need to put something else in here, something that's small but shade tolerant and probably going upright instead of hanging down, because most of the small plants I have are trailers, which I don't think is the right thing for this spot. I also potted my Silver Glory string of hearts, the props I had hanging next to it, back into it. You can see there's tons of new growth coming out throughout. So that is really good, and it's looking a lot fuller, which I really love. And hopefully I can make it even more full the next time I chop and prop, which will probably be soon because it's like, it's getting to Cleo level. So maybe I'll do a chop again there and put it up again next to that. I just constantly am doing that. I'm taking new cuttings, putting them into the pot next to it, or the little propagation thing, and then putting them back in. It's like almost a constant cycle at this point. And then things are pretty average in my little acar bar. Let me see if I can open it up. I have gotten a Govee thermometer, hygrometer to go in there. I've just not put it in yet. Just being lazy, mostly. But things are growing well in here and seem perfectly happy. My little Lauterbachkiana popping out a bit of a new leaf. I'm just like generally being okay. Oh, I should take this out so I can show you better, but give me 1 second. So this is my Zebrina black stem. You can see it's got a black stem here, but the newest growth on it has kind of reverted back to normal Zebrina stem. Not even that Zebrina-y, it's mostly like that white color. So I don't really know. Has that happened to anybody else? Has anyone had a Zebrina black stem revert? I don't know. I didn't think it was possible, but I guess it is. So I'm really not sure what to do, whether or not I can regain the black stemness or if it's just sort of a lost cause. If anyone has any insight on that, it would be much appreciated. I mean, I don't mind. I like having normal Zebrinas, but I was just enjoying the black stems with this one, so it's kind of sad that it's not gotten them anymore. My Anthurium dorayaki that I got in that import is, I mean, healthy enough. It's just been living in moss this whole time, and while I was gone, it put out this like new leaf, but it's got some like funky warping to it. It's kind of hard to show, but on both sides, it's got like a little bit of extra plant in there, which is really funky, and I'm hoping it doesn't kind of grow out of it because I do think it's kind of cute in its little like button sort of way. But yeah, doing really well. Up here I have several of the plants that I got in the rescue box from the rare plant shop, and they're doing okay. I did lose quite a few leaves on the Splendid. You can see there's one and a bit left, but I've got some new growth in there, so that is good. And what looks like sprouts in there, which is funky, so I'm gonna have to pull those out at some point. It does have decent roots, but not fantastic. But fine for now. Hopefully I'll be able to join it in with my other one. And then everything else up here trailing down has just been absolutely fine. These are just like such chill plants. I really like putting really easy care plants up here because I don't need to worry about them, and I love how they look trailing down over the bed. I just think it's really cute. So they're doing well, being happy and healthy and pretty. And then the big guys on poles here are also doing very well. My Rafita Vortegisperma, I need to freaking chop this one back again, or sort something out where it's like climbing along the wall, because it just keeps growing like mad. So I need to do something, because as of right now it just keeps doing the same thing. I am being pretty okay at keeping this one hydrated. This one had the same issues as the living room. Obviously I went away and it got quite dry, but I've misted it yesterday and filled up the cup this morning, and you can see the pole is looking nice and evenly moist there, which is great. I should actually probably put more water in that. And I could probably put some water in the globes as well here. I haven't really used them since I did that video, but they worked perfectly well then, so I might do it now as well. Here's where I put all the plants that I had staying in my bathroom while I was away, because I didn't want them to just sit in a fully dark bathroom for a week. And they're doing alright. I definitely did lose a couple just due to dryness. I think this is Syngonium rayi, which I'm quite sad about. Sorry. I did really like this one, unfortunately. And this is a Peperomia, which has some hope left, I think. This was an Epipremnum, which I might be able to save, but I just need to make sure that I'm giving these good water. My plan is to do that today. I've just not had the chance yet since I've been home, so I will get that done. My little monkey tail, since I potted it up, it's been doing so well. It's got like new growth in here and here that came when it was living in the bathroom. I have promised that to one of my friends though, because he's given me so much, so I want to return the favor. And my Croniana, as you can see, it's still got some peduncles in there ready to bloom. I did come home to this little mess down here of the blooms that I need to tidy up. I've just, again, not had the chance to do it yet. I am thinking about moving my cacti corner in a new video, and I guess I'll talk about that then. But I have really enjoyed having these here so far. I think this Joseph's coat has put out some new growth. Like that little bit there looks new. I'll try and insert a picture of what it looked like right when I got it, because I'm pretty sure it was more round at the top. And now it's got this like a cute little point with variegation on it, which is really good. I'm happy it is growing so well. These plants have just done phenomenally for me, and I'm really excited about it because I think they're so cool and funky. So I'm just really glad that they've been growing. In the window, we've got some good stuff going on as well. This is the new planter I was talking about. Look at that. It's a little disco ball. And I've got it in the window so it'll get afternoon light, which is super exciting. But I put my little black pagoda in there. I think it'll do well. I'm not too worried about it. My Hoya Rosita is also putting out a peduncle. This is my first peduncle on any plant that's not been the Croniana, which is super exciting. So I'm excited to see how these little flowers grow in, what they smell like, what they're like. I will definitely be letting you know because I'm just so excited about it. And I think my mistletoe cactus is doing a bit better. It looks a lot healthier, and I don't think it has dropped nearly as much, especially since we were away. I am going to make sure I give it a good water. I haven't watered the ones that are hanging yet, so I'm going to do that after I film this and make sure that they are nice and hydrated. But it looks like I've got new growth coming in there. So I'm looking forward to hopefully this one being a happier plant and dropping less like little needles or whatever they're called. So you know how last month my ZZ was putting out that tiny bit of new growth? It has turned into this. It's in the like sort of average ZZ, like normal green one color now. It was so much lighter before, but you can also see the sort of black tips on the leaves. There we go. I just think it's so cool and such a fun process to watch, so I'm really enjoying that. I haven't really noticed any other bits coming up. Oh, there's one there. Back there. Oh, maybe that'll be a big one. That's exciting. Or a flower, I don't know. It doesn't really look like a normal leaf, so not too sure, but hopefully I'll get some new growth soon and it'll be doing well as well. And then of course my beauties on poles here are doing absolutely fine. The Manjula, like look at these massive leaves. I just can't believe how happy this one is. I need to give it an extension or chop and prop or something because it is massively over the top of the pole at this point. So yeah, that is it. That is everything that is going on in my collection right now. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I feel like I've got a lot of work to do. There were so many things while I was filming this that I was like, oh, I should water this, I should prop that, blah blah blah. So I need to get on those things and make sure that they happen and that my collection is doing okay. I just desperately need like a normal month. I haven't had a normal month what feels like all year, and I just want like normal routine again so I can make sure that my plants are on like tip-top shape, because I feel like they've been kind of put on the back burner for the past so long. So I need time with them and like just to be able to take it easy and enjoy the hobby again, because right now it just feels like a bunch of stress. But yeah, that is everything. Before I go, I want to say a big thank you to the newest member of the Good Growing fam over on Patreon, Survival Jane. Thank you so much for joining. I really hope you love it over there. If any of the rest of you are interested in joining my Patreon, it's like £3 a month, €4, $4-ish. Let me know. Don't have to let me know, just go sign up. The link will be down in the description. You can get access to tons of bonus content. I've got tons of videos on there already. We do live sessions every month, and and you get to choose videos and stuff like that too, so it's a really, really good time, and I love having people over there, and I feel like we can get to know each other a little bit better in that space than here. So if anyone's interested, the link will be down below. If not, that's absolutely no problem. It just makes my life a little bit easier. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a thumbs up down below. Leave a comment on other houseplanty things you'd like me to talk about in the future. And don't forget to subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!